everyone, welcome to Sabre Virtual Demo. Our brief videos explain different features of Business Central and the related products. And in this video, I want to look at resources and how they can support the planning and the time entry of our different people and machines. So you'll recognize here your Business Central Role Center. So if you've got resources available, of course, you can always select your resource list from here or use your search menu. So I'm going to click here on my resources, and here I can see a list of the different resources that are set up inside of my Business Central system. I'll click here on Linda. So this resource card is the master record that's going to help with the setups and the transactions when I'm using Linda on my different service orders, jobs. They could be used on resource journal entries, assembly orders, all throughout the ERP system. So of course you're going to give a unique identifier. You're going to indicate whether or not the resource is set to be a person or a machine. You can indicate the unit of measure that is set up for this resource. So as you're entering in quantities on, say, for example, a job line, you would indicate a quantity of 10. The system needs to know, are we talking about 10 minutes, 10 hours, 10 days? So again, you can set that up as a default on the resource card. You have the ability to group resources if you need that for filtering or reporting. You have the ability to block resources if they no longer become active at a later date. On the resource card, you can indicate whether or not resources are using timesheets. So the timesheet capability would allow you to create timesheets. They would then enter in their time for the day of the week. They can enter in comments. And then they would have a owner that would go in and they would approve that time or reject that time, and then you can post it to the various journals. So if you want to use that approval functionality or those timesheets, you would indicate that on your resource card. You'd have the ability to set up the different cost and price information about that resource. So again, if I add 1 hour of Linda's time to a job planning line and I post that 1 hour, the system will know to use $84.70 because it's set up on the resource card. You can associate overheads or burdens to the different resource cards so that, again, when you're posting, the proper GLs can be updated. You can indicate unit pricing. So if you sell resource time on a sales order, you could indicate if a resource needs to go and perhaps do a site visit or do an installation, and you want to indicate that it's $154 per hour. Again, you have that ability. If needed, you can also indicate personal data about the type of job they have or when they were hired. You can see different statistics about your resources. So how much capacity do they have? How much have you billed for them? What's their usage? You also have the ability to set up specific cost and price information for your different resources. So for example, you could indicate that Linda has a different cost if she's working regular time versus double time versus overtime. If she was doing different job functions, you could also delineate between the type of work that she does. And again, use all of that information for reporting, filtering, proper job costing or service costing. All of those pieces of information can support. So again, this is where you could set up different resource costs. You can also set up different resource prices if you intend to invoice or bill for that resource time. And of course, you can always look at related information about your resource. So for example, if you wanted to look at the history, so where are all the times that I used Linda in various areas. So once you've got your resource set up, you would have the ability, as I mentioned, to add the resource to sales orders, jobs, assemblies, service orders, resource journals, all over the place, and then again be able to track their time. You can also add resources to different things like job planning lines or service orders, and then be able to do some planning against that and see what you're projecting. Thank you for watching our videos. Please follow our channel by clicking here, or click here for more great videos. We look forward to seeing you next time.